What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. So today we have some really bad news for Black Ops 6. It looks like they're just taking backlash. There's a lot of different issues and problems that are just coming in from every single angle. Every single mode has some sort of problem to deal with, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. If you do find the video informative or helpful and you want to stay up to date on Call of Duty news, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. But the first thing I want to talk about is Call of Duty has been getting accused of using AI. This is not the first time that they've gotten these accusations in terms of the art that they're creating, the loading screens, calling cards, stickers, the stuff that cosmetically they create has been accused of using AI. And this has happened in the past multiple different times. They usually never acknowledge it or say anything about it, but this time we ended up getting a brand new update. Within the event for the Merry Mayhem, there is a brand new loading screen that you can unlock. Now, when you take a look at it here at first, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't notice anything off about it. I just saw it, I was like, okay, just a regular loading screen. But when you take a look at the fingers and you actually count them, there's a total of 6 fingers, and that is usually an AI thing. So you'll know that this is AI generated because it usually will never give you the exact amount of fingers or arms, and that's how you usually are able to tell. And that's exactly what this loading screen did. They didn't even edit it out. Some people were saying that maybe it's not 6 fingers. If you take a look at the last one, it could be like skin peeled off and it is a zombie, so it could be something along those lines, and that's why that happened. They do have apps so you can check if a photo is AI generated, and upon dragging that photo in, it literally says a 99% match for AI, and they used Midjourney. So that they're pretty much telling us here that it is AI. And even if you don't believe it is, maybe it is, like it has to do with the zombie losing a finger. You take a look here at another photo. This one has to do with the Gobblegum event. Once again, the same exact issue. There's too many fingers. I believe there's a total of 6 being shown here, and they're not even showing the thumb. So that would make it a total of 7. And there's no excuse for like the fingers ripping off because he's wearing gloves. Why is he wearing gloves that have 7 fingers or 6 finger slots on them? And Charlie Intel did confirm that they do use AI because it says they have been posting art job listings with knowledge in AI tools over the last year, plus being a part of Microsoft, I'm sure that they do use AI. Now, using AI for things like calling cards and emblems could, I guess, be fine depending if the artist still is getting paid. Maybe it's helping their workload. They have to focus on creating operators, maybe modeling, things like that they have to work on, and then maybe creating these emblems and the other smaller items with AI could help them get past that time crunch that they have to work with. But it's actually negatively impacting them in the way that it's starting to take their jobs away, because Ghost of Hope posted this. He has some insider information. He said panic within Treyarch at the moment. Almost all the actors that feature in the Zombies crew in Black Ops 6 Zombies have pulled out of working over the lack of AI protections in their contracts. This has resulted in some of the disappointing recasts we are now seeing early on. For example, Sam on Citadel, with some likely to be recast in future maps, etc. as well. You guys may have noticed this if you have consistently played Zombies, but if you remember last season, we did play Terminus. They introduced the SAM, which is the Synaptic Algorithm module. She directed you throughout the main quest, telling you what you need to do and progressed within the storyline of the mission. Now, when the Citadel did more map came out with the new Season 1 Reloaded update, the voice actor was completely changed. So it was originally Julie Nathanson. She's the original voice actor for Samantha Maxis since the very start, and I believe it was like well over 15 years ago that she started, so she has been voice acting her for a very long time. They actually ended up removing her and recasting her with a different person, and you may have also noticed that they started replacing the original voice lines that she recorded on Terminus Island. They started just, I guess, it was the same exact voice lines, but they started removing it. You can hear the difference. The audio didn't even sound as good. It sounded a little bit muffled. I'm guessing the voice actor didn't really sound exactly like her, so they sort of muffled the audio a little bit so you don't really tell the difference. They did that to her.
Can you follow instructions? It will be unfortunate if you cannot.
And the craziest part is, and not only Sam, but Dr. Peck's voice actor, Zeke Alton, he was also replaced. He did the intro cinematic cutscene for the Terminus, and then before that, they actually recast him. So at the beginning of Terminus, you may have noticed Dr. Peck didn't sound the same. Someone actually noticed this a month ago, and they asked, they're like, I'm loving BO6 so far, and the dialogue is great, but Dr. Peck sounds very different from the intro cutscene. The deliveries are still very Peck, but they sound different. Did he get recast or something? And he actually replied, he said, "Nope, it's not me. We're on strike because they want to use AI to take our voices without our consent or compensation. So instead of agreeing to that, Activision just recast everyone who wouldn't work." Now, the thing is, it looks like with Ghost of Hope and what he said, it may also impact the main current crew that we have right now. Maya, Carver, Gray, Weaver. Some of them may also end up getting recast in future upcoming seasons if this problem persists. Now, other than zombies, as I said earlier in the video, this impacts every single mode, because when you take a look at the anti-cheat system, they're using a lot of AI for that, and the AI, I'm guessing, is not really as accurate, or it's not really working properly. It's false banning many players. It got to the point that anti-cheat developers from Riot Games, which creates Valorant, and they have some of the best anti-cheat software, he actually ended up giving his take on this, and he said, if it were up to me, I should focus away over relying on the AI systems for solving these issues. While AI has its place, it's clear that it's not fully addressing the core problem. A more effective approach might be to target the cheats directly rather than relying solely on data or aim models to identify suspicious behavior. And then he also mentions that he finds it concerning that console players are forced to play in PC lobbies when there are so many hackers, cheaters, and people who are able to use these cheats while they are not able to, and it just puts them at a major disadvantage. And he feels like they should either have the requirements reset for Windows to be considered to play with console, or console should have its own lobbies. And to add on top of this, Elvis Cod posted, he said, "I've always found it interesting how Activision has never had a job listing working for the Ricochet anti-cheat. Hell, Valorant has a hidden message in their anti-cheat code offering employment to those who made it that far, and they offer cash prizes where if a player can bypass their anti-cheat, they will offer them $100,000 if they can do it." And that's something that I know Call of Duty would never do. The anti-cheat is just on a completely different level compared to Valorant, to what we have with Call of Duty. And once again, it falls into that category of AI. But let's take a step away from AI, because there's other problems Call of Duty is facing, and that is Warzone and the problems that it has, and the competitors and how they're pretty much striking back at Call of Duty. So the first thing is, we know that Warzone is currently absolutely bugged out. There's a lot of content creators, even players, they're saying that people don't play Warzone as often as they used to. And one of the major reasons is that apparently bullets that you shoot at players aren't registering a lot of times. So when you take a look at some of these clips, you can see the blood splattering. The shots are going directly at the player. There will be inches away, and the shots are not connecting. They're not dealing any sort of damage to them. No hit markers appear, and even sometimes when the hit markers do appear, it's like the characters have an infinite amount of health and they're not dying. Now, the craziest part is COD updates did address this, and this is what they said: "We've identified an issue that could result in an erroneous visual blood effect when damage was not actually dealt while shooting at enemies in all modes." So basically, they were saying you were missing your shots, but it was just a visual thing, and this has nothing to do with us, but it has to do more with your accuracy. And they actually got a community note, and it says, "There's a hit registration issue in Warzone on the client side. It displayed that shots hit enemies, showing the visual effect of blood, but servers don't register them as a valid hit. Therefore, the error lies in the unregistered hit and not on the obvious blood effect." So that's the problem Warzone is currently facing. Now, everyone is pretty much shifting their way towards the new Fortnite OG because of the massive update that they just went ahead and did. Obviously, Warzone originally was a battle royale that came out to sort of compete against Fortnite and the other battle royale modes. Fortnite ended up doing that, and now some people are saying that they have less problems, less lag, less stutters. The issues aren't as big there. They don't have to worry about cheaters as much, so they're shifting their way to Fortnite. Now, what Fortnite is doing is they're actually introducing a search and destroy mode, a 5v5 tactical FPS mode that basically is a direct competitor to games like Call of Duty, CSGO, and Valorant, and that's coming out on the 11th. So these are the little teasers and the clips that they've shown us so far. And surprisingly, many Call of Duty players as well as pros say they want to go ahead and give it a try because it might be a little bit more smooth than what we currently have with Call of Duty. And obviously there's major differences. It's literally Fortnite versus Black Ops 6. So there's things that you won't be able to replicate. For example, kill streaks, they won't be able to have those attachments and field upgrades and stuff like that that are going to work completely differently over on Fortnite. So I'm curious to see what that's going to do to Call of Duty in the long run. Will it impact the player base? Will it be something that people will just forget about? I mean, we heard about XDefiant. You guys saw how with XDefiant, it came out as the quote-unquote Call of Duty killer, and now apparently these servers are going to be shutting down. So anyways, that is all that I have for you guys in this video. A lot of bad news that I had to go over today, but hopefully the next video I'll got you guys with some good news. But it's been Butcher. Thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully I'll be seeing you guys back on the channel again. Peace.